I was saying, how big is this gonna be?
Classic woman question.
Yes. No, he was like, it's just right here at the front. I leave to go get Starbucks for everybody. I come back and like the whole front yard is dug with this huge hole, and I'm like, but it turned out to be amazing.
This
and
is
I'm
how
like,
it always is, ladies.
Yes.
Welcome to living the Aquascape lifestyle. Now, how long have you lived in this house?
We moved here June the 1st, 2015.
There you go. Hey, let me do that. That's a pretty good cartwheel. Watch me. All right.
Yeah.
That's really good. Okay, so this is 2015. You bought this or built this.
Built this.
What was the first water feature? There's so many here.
Did the Pondless here. I had tinkered with a little basic fountainscape out of the end of the driveway, and we did this Pondless after that.
Well, we met 6 years ago, so what year did you build the Pondless?
I actually started on that right before we met. Didn't know enough about water features at all, so you'll see plenty of stuff wrong with that one. But my shop, as you said earlier, is across the way. I walk back and forth from my shop. I want to be able to see water on the entrance to the driveway. But my living room is right through there, and as we know, the views from inside the house are just as important as, if not more important.
That was my room when I got in at 11 last night. You could see the windows open because I slept with this sound all night. This is awesome. I love this bridge area. Super jealous. You can already get tropical lilies out here. You really shouldn't put them until the water's 70, but that lily right there is gonna get this entire massive area up here. You got the koi. I love the rocking chairs up front. Why do you need to go on vacation when you got this as your view? Terrific work. So that's his shop over there, lake over there, Pondless waterfall, pond, paradise. Let her out, Riley. Is this Candy? Oh, she's really a rough dog, right?
No, she is sweet. I'm wiggling today because she likes
I cannot even keep it up.
When we built this, the pond came straight down and made a 90-degree turn, and I was digging it, and I decided that I wanted to build the house here. Originally, I was going to build it across the road. I said I wanted that concrete to cantilever out over the pond.
Oh, I see it.
It's very, very low right now, so it's got to come up still another 24 inches. So all those stones over there will be underwater. I had it down because I dug this end onto it, and then I've been working in my spare time on this area where you're standing here.
Sun, but that's pretty cool. Oh, so here's a waterfall, future waterfall.
Yep.
Very first Aquascape system you put in 6 years ago when we met, huh?
Yes, sir. As we talked about, my shop's across the way, and these grasses will get 15 feet tall and 15 feet wide.
Oh yeah, I can see from the old growth there.
Right,
yeah.
so these are called ornamental sugarcane, and the lights in the bowl and then the lights under it come up, they just illuminate all
Great
that.
way. We got some core lights in there. Very cool. Okay, then you got the fountain on this side, the game fish pond. You said you got brim, bass.
That's about 3 acres of water, so it's just kind of neat. Got the fountain just to give us some sounds. That was done before I knew anything about Aquascape. Wanted water. Water is life, and I wanted water.
This is a beautiful Pondless waterfalls.
Jay McCormick and his guys came, and we did this in 4 days.
So when you were getting started, well, you still do it now, but you know, you had another square foot Aquascape's contractor in South Carolina, come and work with you.
Yes, sir.
Which is part of the tribe, right?
Yes, sir.
You know, competition is co-opetition. We work with each other, and you help him, he helps you.
Jay and I talk, if we don't talk every day, we talk every other day. And
right.
I just sent him last night a lead that I was supposed to go work on in a couple of weeks, and I said, hey, see if you can take care of it before me. And it just great relationship.
That's awesome. I love how wide it is.
Yes, sir.
It's really wide because you got a big front yard here, so
yes,
it's
sir.
a really wide waterfall. Starting with the Spillway Bowl up top, a newer Japanese maple that's going to look really nice framed out up there. But look at the width of that waterfall. I mean, that's got to be 5 feet across there. The little touches, you know, putting a piece of bark in here so that the water comes down onto this little shelf. You got 2 spillways up there coming down with the Spillway Bowl in the middle. Just a lot of play, a lot of action, a lot of great sound. And then you even got a little pipe up here for a little small waterfall that comes over the lawn. It's the little techniques that makes an artist. Let's walk to the front of the house one. The Pondless went in first.
Yes, sir. So I have a crazy, awesome story about this. Brian Buser, who used to work for CAC Pond, moved down to Myrtle Beach, and he and I were working together. We had everything in the driveway, and I was driving across with a mini excavator about to dig this pond. My telephone rings with a number from New York, and didn't have any idea who it was going to be. I answered the phone, and it was the one and only Mr. Dylan Arlotta from TRD Designs and Aquascape East, and Tom's guy. And
okay. Yeah, Dylan. Yes.
Dylan. And Dylan says, hey man, what are you doing? And I told him, I said, I'm about to dig a pond. And he said, really, where? And I told him, I said, at my house. And he said, that sounds pretty cool. He said, what time are you gonna start? And I said, I'm about to start right now. And he said, well, can you wait about an hour? What do you mean? And he said, can you wait about an hour? I said, I guess I could, but why would I? And he said, because I'm gonna be at your house in an hour. I said, what? And he literally surprised me out of the blue, but just so happened to be the day we were starting my pond, and shows up at my house.
Was he just visiting someone down here?
He goes on a little walkabout every now and then.
Okay.
And he had told me at Pondo the year before, he said, I'm gonna come see you one day. And people say stuff like that all the time. But came the day we started this pond.
So Dylan from Tom Beach guy, he built this with you.
He did. He stayed here with me for 7 days. And Brian was working part-time with me, and he and Brian and I built this over the next 7 days.
Well, I love it. I love when you walk in, this little pondless waterfall. This is not connected. This is self.
This is totally different. This was just built this past winter. Sean Frost and I and Matt Berry came with Sean. They were here for a project that we'll see this afternoon.
Does everybody else build your water features?
I like working with a lot of people.
Jay, Dylan, Sean did this one with you. Again, you got a little spillway bowl. That's beautiful with the plants. I mean, look at the caladium in there. You know, the blooming iris. Love it. But look at how beautiful that is. I mean, even if you just had that at the front, it would be something to set your, front yard out. You don't have to have all this. You can break any one of these elements down.
I tell everybody that comes here, because this is kind of my showroom, I tell them, don't look at any big part of anything. Break it down into individual elements. Here.
Sure.
And Sean and I, when we talked about this small one, people we see so many times, it's very hard for them to scale something down.
Yes.
It's a little bit easier for you to add on to it, but we talked about having something small there. Everybody that comes here tells me how much they love.
Well, look at the details,
yes,
okay?
Sir.
So you got a spillway in here. You can't even see it because of the log. That just looks so natural. I love that piece of wood there. But there's a spillway under there. And then just all the little plays on how you do the rocks. And then I was looking at this, I'm like, I don't understand this. And you said I did this because I wanted the light to reflect in that little overhanging lip.
From the chairs or from the living room,
yeah,
that it's a little cave, and that light just flickers all around in there.
And that's the art of what we do. But the process remains the same.
when I travel and build, I get to build with some amazing people. And one of the things, we love rocks. So when I see cool rocks, I bring them back and I put them in this bowl. This is from a job in Colorado. This is from Wisconsin. These two came from a job that we did in Denver. Just something kind of neat to remember them by.
Yeah. Is he a better husband since he stopped cutting grass and now builds ponds?
Yes.
I love that waterfall. So this is filtered with a wetland. That's how we get the water so quality up there.
Absolutely. That was the first wetland filter that I did. And now I bring everybody here that will come that we're going to build for, and I show them the results of having that wetland filter. And I just tell them it polishes the water. I mean, I've never cleaned this pond.
Right.
It's been here for 3 years. And
look at the water, and that's because there's not a lot of leaves, so you don't have a lot of debris breaking down. You run it year-round down here in South Carolina. You don't shut it off for 4 or 5 months out of the year. And this is the kind of water quality and low maintenance that you can get. You clean that one once a year?
I have cleaned the wetland one time.
One time in 3 years?
In 3 years, yes.
And so the wetland is also the easiest maintenance. So there's the snorkel, so that's the clean out. It's going to be filled with plants. You won't even see that in another month. But this is filled with aqua blocks in here. This is the best filter for a water feature, period. If you have a koi pond, you have a water garden, you want a wetland filter because you just can't beat sheer horsepower. The aqua blocks and the snorkel, the centipede that diffuses the water, it flows up through that gravel, and that's just sheer horsepower, bacteria, and crystal clear water. What was going on, Mama?
So when Jay and Dylan started talking about what they were going to do here at the front, I was saying, how big is this going to be?
Classic woman question.
Yes. So he was like, it's just right here at the front. I leave to go get Starbucks for everybody. I come back and like the whole front yard is dug with this huge hole, and I'm like, but it turned out to be amazing.
This
and
is
I'm
how
like,
it always is, ladies.
Yes.
Well, right now we're building my pond, and I didn't quite tell her how big it's going to be, but it's going to be nice. We never have problems after. It's always during when they see the mess.
Right, and so I tell everybody when we build, I have video of this when we're building, and I destroyed my own yard.
Yes.
So I tell everybody, I said, listen, the best omelet you've ever had in your life began with some broken eggs.
All right, so here's the backyard pool for the missus.
Yes, gotta have a regular pool.
Well, you know what? It's great. Water-loving people. Swimming pool in here. Aquascape back here. So was this the last one you put in?
It was. We did this February, a year and a half ago. So Mama said, okay, you've got all these water features that I love all over the yard, but the place that I enjoy sitting and spending some time is in the back, and I don't have one.
It's fantastic. You have a pool, but the pool doesn't make any sound. Where this obviously creates sound. I love that log and how you incorporated that log in part of the waterfall there.